one thing you brought up something that kind of sparked a question for me,
Sure.
which is we talk about staging quite a bit, and
Yep.
I'm literally leaving this. I'm leaving this discussion to go look at a vacant property, and I think we talk about virtual staging, which is basically just using Photoshop to put photos in. That's become a very popular thing because it's cost effective for sellers.
Sure.
But it is funny, you don't think when you actually stage a property, the moment you give a buyer to sit down in the property and look around and take a moment to relax and not
Yep.
feel rushed through it, that's
100%.
a huge value for staging, right? Like you're letting
Yep.
that buyer have a moment to think.
Yep.
Uh, and that's something I don't think we think about that
Yeah.
as a benefit of staging, right? Like we'll use
Yeah.
boxes to make a bed, but like to have a real dining room table where
A
maybe them
physical
and their
chair in
kids
the
can
living
sit
room.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, a physical chair in the living room or a dining room or wherever it may be, like a physical thing to sit down in. Because I mean, those showings sometimes you're in buyers in the house for 15 minutes, and they're making a decision now to buy this property off that 10, 15, maybe half an hour viewing that they may live in for at least 5 years, 10, 20, 30, whatever that number may be. I think that's important. I think that's important to do. I mean, but in some cases too, virtual just works better. But I definitely
Well, like
sway on the side of physical
I
furniture.
always think it's like, oh well, we really want to show buyers how a property is laid out because
Exactly.
generally it is very tough actually to imagine. I mean, as somebody who's built a couple of new houses, you
Hmm.
look at like these just the blank walls, and it's hard to actually place furniture and know what that spatial,
Yep.
what the space will look like with furniture in it. But to be able to maybe as a family sit down in the dining room that you might buy might elicit a lot of emotions that maybe brings that buyer even further down the road and makes them bid even higher on your house, right?
Yeah.
So the payoff there can be an emotional one when you do stage a property.